Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Donna for those of you who are new. Thank you so much for joining me, as I know that you do not have to click on my video and I appreciate it so much that you do. Today's video is about 10 brands I want to try out in 2018. As I think about this, I think about last year where I was at this point in time. And last year, at this point in time, I wasn't even thinking about makeup. Makeup was not ever anything that was on my radar. It wasn't something I used. Every single day I might have worn an eyeliner. And the only reason why I did that was because I wear glasses. And I feel like you can't see my eyes unless I'm wearing some kind of eyeliner. So that was my makeup adventures for all of my life, really. I think I had tried Bare Minerals a couple times before last year, and I really liked it, but it wasn't something I ever really got into. Not nearly as much as I'm into it now. And so when I think about brands that I'd like to try in 2018, I think about brands that a lot of you probably already know about and already have tried and already have an opinion on, but I haven't because I've only been doing this makeup thing for, I guess since about February last year, January, February last year, so almost a year. These are mostly indie brands. They're mostly Instagram or YouTube famous brands. They're brands that I had not heard of until recently, just because I haven't been in this makeup game for very long. So with that being said, I am going to try and put in some, pictures, but we all know how that works out for me. So the first brand on my list is Makeup Geek. So this is actually a pretty big brand, and it is a big brand that everybody knows about and that I know about and that I've known about for a while now. I guess it's been probably at least the last 6 months, and most of the reason why I know about it, most of the reason why I know about it is only because of Instagram, really. And I started really digging into that brand about 6 months ago. And they are a brand that carries a plethora of items, and they are super highly pigmented. They boast cruelty-free status. They have, from what I understand, they have all kinds of face makeup, including eyeshadows. Their eyeshadows are what I'm most interested in. I do plan on getting more single eyeshadows from brands that I'm interested in, which is why in my Sephora Loves list, I have a Z palette in that Loves list, because I want to get some single eyeshadows from some of these brands. The second brand on my list is Glamour Doll Eyes. I think some of you have heard me talk about them before. I was super interested. They're Instagram. I see them all over the place on Instagram. I'm highly involved in my Instagram account, so post almost every single day, kind of like I do here. And Glamour Doll Eyes is all over Instagram. I'm really interested in them. I know that they had recently a Glamour Doll Eye Insider contest that I was going to do, and I think that's what I mentioned in a video before, and I didn't because I feel like I'm too old for that, but I'm still very, very interested in their eyeshadows and their highlighters. They have some pretty amazing highlighters too. The third one on my list, and these are in no particular order, the third one on my list is Beauty Bakery, and I think that they have a storefront, but I think that they also started, as far as Instagram famous, and they have just super cute packaging. Like, for instance, their loose powder illuminator comes in what looks like a Haagen-Dazs ice cream container-esque. It's so cute. And their eyeshadow palettes are like a bakery storefront. They're just really cute, and I'd like to try them. I've heard that they've got some really good products, mostly from Instagram again, and they just interest me. Another one is Juvias Place. That is all over the place on YouTube, all over. And from what I understand, they are super highly pigmented. Their basis is for women of color, from what I understand. Having that super high pigmentation so that it shows up on darker skin tones. And I love me some color. So Juvia's Place has been on my radar actually since right after I started getting into makeup. And as a matter of fact, I've had several of their palettes in a cart with them for quite some time. I've just never pulled the trigger on it, and I'm going to do so in 2018. Another one that's on my radar is, again, something that is all over YouTube, and that is Colored Raine. Their Queen of Hearts palette is the palette that I started hearing about first, and I started hearing about it, I think, because it was sold out. It was a limited time offering. It was an amazing palette, the most amazing palette, and it was gone. Like, you couldn't get it anymore. And then all of a sudden, a few months ago, it came into their line as a core line item. So it is a $50 palette, so it is quite expensive. And a lot of these brands actually are pretty expensive, but I figure that a lot of them are also smaller brands, and they need to make their money's worth, right? They need to make their money's worth. But then I wonder what they're going to do when they go into a storefront, and how much they're going to charge when they go into a storefront. Because if Colored Raine is already charging $50 for a palette, and all that they do is online, what are they going to do with that palette? How much are they going to charge for that palette when it's in the store? It's crazy to me. The next one on my list is, I believe they're called Ace Beauty, but the beauty is spelt with an E at the end, and it's got a line above it, so I do believe it's beauty and not butte. They boast cruelty-free status, but they have mink lashes, so I think that's questionable. I don't think that you can get mink hair from that animal without holding them down or caging them or something. So, and as far as cruelty free goes, it depends on how you deem cruelty free. Is caging an animal cruelty free? I don't know. Those animals are wild, so caging them. Anyways, that's semantics, right? Their quintessential eyeshadow palette is beautiful. I have a picture of it on my phone, and it is from the acebeauty.com website, and this is a picture of the palette. This is another picture. For whatever reason, they have two of the same, but it's from the acebeauty.com website. This is the palette. I just think that you guys see that? I just think that is a beautiful palette, and from what I understand, the pigmentation on this palette is amazing. This palette is not so bad. This palette is $39, I think, and you get, it looks like 16 shades of shadow. It looks like some shimmers. It looks like some mattes, but it is a beautiful palette. Look at the cover. I mean, that is so pretty. I'm really interested in this brand, and this again is a brand that I have not heard anything about except for on Instagram. I haven't looked it up on YouTube. I'm sure that there's probably videos out there on YouTube, and I probably will do that before I purchase this palette. But $39 isn't bad. It reminds me a lot of Carity, actually, and Carity was a brand that I immediately started hearing about on Instagram when I first opened up this Instagram account and this YouTube account. Immediately started hearing about them, and I purchased them, and I'm not disappointed. So I think that overall these indie brands are amazing. The next brand that I have on my list is Ofra, and Ofra is actually sold in Ulta, and I just haven't purchased anything from Ofra yet. large part of the reason I haven't purchased anything from Ofra yet is because I'm super interested in their highlighters, and I just find that I don't want to spend that amount of money on a single highlighter. Nikki Tutorials is heavily involved in Ofra, and I know that a lot of their lipsticks and their highlighters are inspired by a collaboration with her. So that is initially where I heard about Ofra, and recently they came into the Ulta stores. So I will be purchasing some Ofra. I've heard that their liquid lipsticks are the best liquid lipsticks on the market, the most comfortable, so that's probably where I'll start, because when I first got into makeup, some of the brands that I was interested in was, you know, Carity, Too Faced, Dose of Colors, and Dose of Colors, where I started with them, was lipsticks, and I love their liquid lipsticks. So I'm interested to find out how Ofra compares to that. The next one I have is Devinah Cosmetics. These are Instagram, is where I learned about them from. Their quality, their mission statement is quality, pure, performing cosmetics. They are hand blended, hand poured, and hand pressed cosmetics, and I just think that they are beautiful. This is from her Instagram account, from the Devinah Cosmetics Instagram account, and that is some of the colors. This is another one of those brands that I really want to get some single pan eyeshadows from, and her single pan eyeshadows come in 2 different sizes. They come in this small size here and this large size here. These are also the pans for her highlighters and her blushes. I think she has a couple blushes. It's an interest for me because some of the colors or a lot of the colors in her range are duochromatic, and I love me some duochrome shades. The 9th one I have on my list is Sigma. All of you probably know about Sigma. I'm more interested, honestly, in their brushes. I have this crazy brush addiction that is stupid, but I am really interested in some of their brushes. Their brushes have received the Allure Best in Beauty Awards, and everybody I watch on YouTube uses Sigma brushes. I would love me some Sigma brushes, but they're so expensive. They also have a brush cleaner that's called Foam Water or something like that, that is, from what I understand, a pretty spectacular brush cleaner, and today is brush cleaning day, so I was thinking about cleaning my brushes and thinking about how awesome it would be for that brush cleaner to be in my collection, but it's not yet, but it will be at some point. The last one I have on my list is actually Zoeva, I think it's called, and I've heard a lot about Zoeva recently. They do have makeup and brushes as well. I've heard more about their brushes than I have their makeup, but I've heard that the brand is a really great brand. I've heard that, just in the research that I've done, I've heard that their brushes are pretty on par to Sigma brushes. Their makeup palettes and pans of eyeshadow that I've looked at are very pretty. It's just a brand I'd like to try because I've heard a lot about lately. They've got brushes, they've got liquid lipsticks. I love this liquid lipstick color. That is beautiful. And their brushes look so fun to use. They're really pretty and just clean. They wouldn't be clean afterwards. The only thing I don't like about those brushes is the white bristles. I find that white bristles are super hard to clean, especially with the crazy colors I use. But look at this palette. That palette is pretty. It is so pretty. And it launches in 2 days. So I think I might pick me up some Zoeva. They have got some highlighters, these strobe gels right here that look amazing. They've got the eyeshadows. I'm just really interested in them. They've been all over Instagram lately. I've heard some things on YouTube about them lately. This palette, I just want it so bad. It is so cool. Look at that palette. Yeah. So anyways, those are the 10 brands that I would like to try in 2018. This started as a 8 for 2018, but as I dove into it, there were just so many more that I wanted to try. Glamour Doll Eyes is a big one for me. Juvias Place is a big one for me. I have been wanting to try those two brands, especially for the longest time, I feel like. The ones that are, you know, small time for me, the Ace Beauty Quintessential palette is something that I just started seeing on Instagram. So it's something that I just started getting into, that I just started wanting. Beauty Bakery is another one that I just started seeing. Their packaging is so cute. And really, when I think about it, I'm like, do I want to try them because their packaging is cute? Or do I want to try them because I want to try them? I would hate to purchase something just because of the packaging and then never use it. I have a palette that I purchased last year when I first started getting it. As a matter of fact, what kind of inspired me, one of the palettes that kind of inspired me to really get involved in makeup, I purchased because it was pretty. I loved the packaging. It was a beautiful palette. And it's all kinds of different rainbow colors. Do you know how many times I've used it? Like twice. It is an Urban Decay palette, and I bought 2 Urban Decay palettes, and one of them I use all the time. The other one I hardly ever use because the pigmentation is horrible. And I bought it for its packaging and because it was Urban Decay. And I would be really sad if I spent the money on any product but another product just for the packaging and got a poor quality product. So if you guys know anything about these brands, please let me know down in the comments. I know a lot of you probably know about Makeup Geek and Colored Raine. I'm wearing these slippers today that are trying to kill me. I know a lot of you know about Ofra and Sigma, but if you know anything about these brands that you think I should know, please let me know in the comment section. Let me know what brands you're interested in for 2018, and thank you again so much for watching my video. Like I said, I know that you don't have to click on it, so I'm super happy that you did. I appreciate that so much. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I would really love to have you as a part of my little YouTube family here, and until next time, bye guys.